Groups of medical doctors in the country have expressed their opposition against the legalization of medical cannabis.
Kung hindi natin nakikita ang problem and we focus on medical cannabis, then we will be the Colombia of Southeast Asia. We will be the ones exporting this. In this time na dinidiscuss ang cocaine and fentanyl, and then idadagdal mo medical marijuana, what has come to this country?
The Philippine Medical Association or PMA Coalition has emphasized the harmful effects of using marijuana.
Gusto kong i-stress na yung marijuana is a dangerous drug. Ito ay nakakaapekto sa pag-iisip ng isang tao. Sa mga kabataan, ang paggamit ng marijuana ay maaaring panimulan ng ibang bisyo sa ibang droga tulad ng shabu at alak.
According to the group, using marijuana as a medicine is not totally safe.
Gusto ko lamang pong tanungin dito po sa ating mga kagalang-galang na bisita sa Dangerous Drugs Board. Tayo po ay nagsusulong para sa medical marijuana. At ito naman po ay alinsunod na rin sa mga hakbang na ginawa po ng maraming bansa, katulad po ng mga progresibong bansa at yung mga tinatawag po nating first world nations, na sila po ay nagsasagawa na ng medical cannabis. At ito po ay napatunayan na rin na sinasabi po ng United Nations, tinanggal na po ito sa sinasabi na dangerous na drug, Katunayan, inalis na po ito katabi ng mga cocaine, ng mga heroin.
What role do you believe parents should play in shaping their children's understanding of contentious issues like legalizing marijuana?
By instilling in their minds that about marijuana, that they should be aware of what will happen to them if marijuana will be legalized.
How do you personally approach discussing this topic with your children?
For me, I will give time to my children to talk with them one by one, one-on-one.
Find it challenging to balance your personal belief, allowing your children to form their own opinion on this matter?
Yes, it's very challenging because of their young age. They are not mature enough to discuss about these issues without the parents.
How much influence do you think external factors such as media, peers, and education have on shaping children's perspective on this issue?
It needs a big influence for them to know more about these issues, especially on social media and by their peers, and most especially on education.
Have your views on these topics evolved over time? If so, what experiences or factors contributed to these changes?
This topic, it will not evolve over time. It will be in a process so that it will be truly understood by our children regarding this issue of marijuana to be legalized.
How do you navigate potential conflicts between your personal beliefs and societal norms regarding these contentious issues when discussing them with your children?
for me, how would I navigate potential conflicts between my personal belief and societal norms regarding these issues we discussing with my children. It will be a two-way discussion. I will let them also express their views and listen to them. Then I will also present my views regarding this matter.
In what ways do you believe parents can foster open-mindedness and empathy in their children when it comes to differing viewpoints on social issues?
For me, I have not encountered any challenges or obstacles that prevent me from discussing these topics with my children, because my children are so obedient and so diligent also, and they are also giving me enough time when I am going to discuss with them about these matters.
Have you encountered any challenges or obstacles in discussing these topics with your children? And if so, how have you addressed them?
For me, there should be always a dissemination that the school should give preferential attention about this matter, so that the children, the students will have a full knowledge about this marijuana, especially in the legalization. So they will have give more time and double time for the children's more education about this matter.
How do you think schools and other institutions should approach teaching about contentious social issues like legalizing marijuana in the Philippines?
Will let the children feel comfortable in discussing this matter.
What advice would you offer to other parents who may be navigating conversations about these topics with their children for the first time?
Will let the children feel comfortable in discussing this matter. That they will not discuss this in a strict way, but this will be discussed with the children with so much understanding that we will understand them. Sometimes they cannot understand what we are trying to impart them about this matter, because this matter is not an easy thing for our children, since this will involve also medical assistance, because this is about drugs, marijuana, and so that they will know also the contentions about these issues. So we parents, we should always have them feel what we are also would like to, as what I've said, to impart to them, so that they will have enough more knowledge about these issues.
How does your faith tradition or denomination approach contagious social issues such as the legalization of marijuana?
The role of the faith communities in regards with these topics like drug policies and all to our community is very amazing, because they provide awareness to the many. So they don't provide like such assurance or so about this kind of topics, or let's just say being antagonist or the one provoking such policies. But in terms of discussions for this, the faith community provides help or guidance to our individuals in the community.
How do you personally reconcile your religious beliefs with the societal attitude towards this issue?
So I reconcile with my religious beliefs in terms of the societal concerns is by proactively stating the importance of understanding these concerns from time to time being, while at the same time reflecting in terms of the beliefs of our religion.
In what ways do you believe churches should engage with their congregations on topics that may be considered divisive or controversial?
So the ways in which the church should engage, especially on dealing with these controversial topics, is of course by creating statements, whether in terms of conferences, conventions, or even public, let's say, advertisement or statements. In this way, the church can able to interact and provide their point of view and their sightings in regards with this.
Have you encountered any challenges in addressing these topics within your religious community? And if so, how have you navigated them?
Yes, I do have an experience on having trouble dealing with these topics in regards with our religious community because of course there are members of the church who are conservative, or let's just say not that kind of liberated in dealing with these topics, and these topics are very relevant and timely that we should discuss whether in different forms of community or departments or organizations, whether sectors. So yes, I do have some kind of problems before and even up until now, especially with members who are very quite conservative and not that much liberated.
What role do you believe religious institutions should play in shaping public discourse and policy regarding this legalization of marijuana?
Well, looking forward, what I can see or what am I seeing, especially the role of the church or the congregation with these topics in the near future is actually very relevant because of course, as part of the community, the role of the church itself plays a lot. So we must accept, respect, and of course understand the point of view of the church, regardless of what principle or perspective they are actually pointing at. Still, the best way for it is to respect and understand their point of view.
How do you respond to criticism or pushback from within your congregation or from external sources regarding your stance on these issues?
Well, first of all, criticism is always on the floor, on the ground, and it's up for us on how to deal with it. So in regards with our congregation, yes, the criticism is always there. So the best regards is that to stick on the goal and our main purpose, and that is to create a public statement or opinion, regardless if this actually creates bigger impact in regards of criticizing our identity.
You believe there is room for dialogue and understanding between individuals with differing viewpoints on these topics within religious communities.
Yes, I do believe that there is always a room for everything, especially on creating dialogues or communication in regards with this topic, whether in a congregation or sector or department. So in regards with this, we should be timely observant of what is happening right now. So it doesn't mean whether on what specific congregation you're at because of dealing in this kind of statements and concerns.
How do you support members of your congregation who may hold differing opinions on contentious social issues while maintaining unity within the community?
Yes, also I do believe that, and I do firmly believe that everyone is actually have a point nor opinion on everything, and it's up for us on whether to act on it or not. But of course, validating such opinion of an individual is also important. So if I do have a member in our congregation having a different viewpoint, then the best thing we could do is just respect on it and not contradicting on it. So there's a difference between contradicting and respecting.
What resources or struggles do you recommend for church leaders who are seeking to address these topics sensitively or constructively with their congregations.
Well, the strategy I'm at especially on right now, we are dealing a lot of topics from time to time, especially with discrimination, being, isolated with regards with their identity. So what are the strategies we are actually handling right now is, of course, having a closed door dialogue. I mean, open forum in regards with statements of different sources and understanding each point of view. And of course, providing the goal, which is to unite and communicate for us to understand the whole point of the concern.
Looking ahead, how do you envision the role of churches involving in discussions surrounding continuous social issues in the future?
The role of the faith communities in regards with these topics like policies and all to our community is very amazing because they provide awareness to the many. So they don't provide like such assurance or so about this kind of topics, and let's just say being antagonist or the one provoking such policies. But in terms of discussions for this, the faith community provides help or guidance to our individuals